Model training requires labeling, and deep learning needs a huge number of labeled or annotated images, and for example, annotated nodules, etc. What are the practical aspects and limitations of asking experienced radiologists to do the usual clinical work, which is enormous time pressure, to read more studies, and slow down the painstaking, nature of labeling the studies that they're reading? At first sight, it seems the situation is rather different versus labeling images with cats and dogs and traffic lights or objects that could be done with anyone on the web, or maybe not. Any thoughts on that? The questioner is curious.
Sure. And so real-time data labeling is just not realistic. So an example that I was talking about with the lists and like the bubbles to the top. So normally I'll be, halfway through a cancer scan of the chest, abdomen, pelvis, and then they'll say code stroke, and then I need to stop that and go to the stroke. And then I go back to my cancer one and they say code trauma, and then I have to take trauma. And so it's like, I need to get the study done and get to the next one, get the next one. And so that is just not realistic at this time. There's no great measuring tools in my right click box that works. So that's right there, whole AI project right there. Make it easier to label real time. Two, the big companies, and I won't mention them now because I'm not sure if I can, but they have 20, 30 radiologists reading, not real time. Like they've collected the data and all they're doing is annotating, measuring, and they read the same ones. So if the three of us are radiologists, we all read the same one, and the computer in the back sees how close we were to each other. And then if we were too far away, then we give it to a few more people. It's ridiculously sophisticated for the companies that have lots of money to do it. So it's, usually like a farm of just radiologists all doing it, totally separate from the clinical labeling. I think that answers the question.
Yeah, it's a really interesting point you're making about trying to get at the ground truth, especially when there's so many anatomical, variants, just between all of us. Just labeling, something that may be normal in one person, may be, abnormal, or a lesion in someone else. That's a really important point.
And then without even getting into one other thing, the intra and inter observer variability. So you ask me to do it on Monday and on Friday, and I do it differently, even myself. And so that's why I kind of crowdsourcing it to have 3, 4, 5, 20 radiologists all circle it, and then just see what the average circle looks like.